Beloved, here we have gathered amidst this magnificent cathedral of creation that may joyously unite you, Ryan, and Michelle in holy matrimony. For here in this valley, alive with the flavors of wine and romance, we rejoice in the transforming power of love in your lives and affirm what precious blessings you, Ryan, and Michelle have become to one another. Within your ceremony, we share in the most inspiring, comforting, and honorable characteristics of a long-established ritual. For that to be our reality, we must be willing to reach out to one another with an open, understanding, and an affirming spirit. And such a spirit as that, we celebrate the mysteries of romance that have brought you together to care for one another through all the varying experiences of your lives. Now, respecting this constant balance of life, of which you are to be a part, the two of you shall partake this day from 2 cups to indicate your acceptance and your recognition that there will be both pain as well as happiness in marriage. Now, Ryan, Michelle, this is the cup of joy and prosperity. Drinking from this cup, you declare that you will share equally in the blessings and bounty that life may bestow upon you. And this is the cup of sorrow and want. Partaking from this cup, you symbolize between yourselves that you will assume the other's burdens, trials, and tribulations, all the while realizing that it has been your sorrows that have carved a place within your souls for your joys to dwell. Complementing this, let us now join in prayer with one another. Our most merciful and loving God, giver of every precious gift of life, we thank you that we can gather as your people this day to ask your special blessings upon Ryan and Michelle as they bring their tender hearts and their gentle spirits to be united in holy matrimony. Abide with Ryan and Michelle, filling their world with your serenity and joy, keeping them ever mindful of how fortunate they are to share an outpouring of themselves with one another. As we pause now, in gratitude for the gifts given Ryan and Michelle by those not with them today, so enliven Michelle and Ryan to search for every way within themselves of being good, kind, and empowering to one another. May it be to that glorious end that Michelle and Ryan are inspired and changed by what is spoken between them this day. Amen. Now, Ryan, Michelle, it was within God's most marvelous gifts of love for you that you were able to meet at G4S Security in 2008 and begin to establish a wonderful friendship between yourselves, a friendship that has grown into the love that has inspired you to come here to Napa Valley to proclaim before us you'll keep doing all you can to appreciate the multidynamic natures of your personalities. Now, in that, Ryan, I trust you will always treasure Michelle for her kind, loving soul, her empathetic sensitivity, her positive, resilient spirit, her sincere, honest, independent character, for Michelle being your tall, beautiful, blonde flash with a well-organized manner. While I believe you, Michelle, will continue to cherish Ryan for his caring, dependable, friendly virtues, his helpful goodwill, his patient demeanor, how Ryan makes people laugh and feel welcome, for Ryan's ability to fix most anything, and being a good heavy lifter. And while Ryan likes classical and metal rock, while you, Michelle, prefer country, Ryan generously leaves the end of the toilet paper roll for you, while you, Michelle, talk to Ryan when he cannot hear you. You both are intelligent, open-minded, affirming, practically...
What? Practically what? I can't wait. I'm holding my breath.
realistic,
Hold still.
handsome individuals with complementary house and garden design delights. You have admirable goals and values, and you possess a true tenderness of heart, which will be a blessing to all those lucky enough to share their lives with you. Now, as you move onward to new discoveries of yourselves in matrimony, I pray you'll do all you can to make inner peace your goal in your unity and your individuality. Now, for that to be the reality of your togetherness, please keep treasuring the trust which has grown between you, understanding that trust becomes stronger only by the allowance of complete honesty and vulnerability in all your communications. Doing this, you turn away from any temptation to criticize, to control, or to ever use that bad word should. Instead, keep doing all you can to empower yourselves and others with compassion, kindness, truth, and your most sacred gifts of forgiveness and genuine acceptance. But know the most important lesson of love on your wedding day is this: for you can realize that we are all of us as God's children. We're all truly connected to one another. That each of us shares a part in one another's hearts. And this, Ryan and Michelle, you have the mightiest of responsibilities. For to add greater depths of meaning to your marriage, you must continue to do all you can to extend your love far beyond yourselves. Now to that end, let your goodness prevail. Let that be what inspires you to proclaim your rarity, to go the extra mile for another, and to use wisely your power of choice. So choose then to pause each day to be thankful. Thankful to God for the multitude of blessings in your lives, while thinking of the many ways you can inspire and strengthen one another. Choose to please. You please keep being the exceptional people I believe you are, for you are individuals who another person can turn to in their vulnerability, and in you find hope. But make the most important choice of all, to do all things with love. Love for yourself, love for all others, and love for one another. Always remembering that loving is infinitely more fulfilling than being loved. Now then, with those thoughts in mind, you're ready to make your vows of matrimony to one another. So the two of you will please take 2 steps forward, joining both your hands together. And I ask you, do you, Ryan, take Michelle to be your wife, to love her and respect her in your days together?
I do.
And you, Michelle, take Ryan to be your husband, to love him and respect him in your days together.
I do.
And now may these rings be for you, a symbol that love has substance as well as a soul, a present as well as a past, and despite its sometimes sorrows, love is a circle of happiness, of wonder, and delight. Now then, Ryan, you'll please take Michelle's ring, place it on the 4th finger of her left hand, and repeat after me. Michelle, I give you this ring as a sign of my promise that wherever you are, my love is with you. Now, Michelle, you'll please take Ryan's ring, place it on the 4th finger of his left hand, and repeat after me. Ryan, I give you this ring as a sign of my promise that wherever you are, my love is with you. And now, affirming your vows, I shower you with rose petals, so the sweet purposes of this day will be with you throughout your happily ever after. Thus it is, Ryan and Michelle, by the giving of your rings, the speaking of your vows, and the power vested in me as a minister of God, I now pronounce that you, Ryan and Michelle, are husband and wife. Now kiss her! That's it. Keep it, kid. There you go.
Oh.